The red carpets of Italy have always been filled with glamour, style, and unforgettable moments, but this year one festival stole the headlines for reasons no one saw coming. It wasn't just about the films, the premieres, or the flashing cameras. It was about one man and one woman, two names that, together, set the entire entertainment world ablaze. CanYaman and Sara Bluma. For months, whispers had swirled. Were they secretly together? Was there something happening behind the scenes? And then, in one shocking night, at the Italian festival that brought the world spotlight to Rome, the truth was finally confirmed: CanYaman and Sara Bluma's romance is real. Fans screamed, paparazzi cameras nearly exploded, and social media erupted into chaos. It was the confirmation that no one expected to be so bold, so public, so undeniable. But to understand just how explosive this revelation is, we need to go back and trace the story that led to this shocking confirmation. Months before the Italian festival, rumors of Can and Sara began to spread like wildfire. At first, it was just a photograph Sara spotted leaving a restaurant in Milan where Can had reportedly dined hours earlier. The tabloids jumped on it immediately, but fans brushed it off. Coincidence, they said. Nothing more. Then came the second clue. Sara was seen at a luxury hotel in Rome during the exact same weekend Can was there for a commercial shoot. No photographs of them together surfaced, but the timing raised eyebrows. And then there were the cryptic social media posts, Sara sharing a picture of the Italian coast at sunset, followed hours later by Can posting a similar photo, the same horizon, the same waves. It was too precise to be chance. Fans knew something was happening, but still, there was no confirmation. And then came the Italian festival, the night that changed everything. The crowd outside the venue was larger than ever, fans screaming their idols' names, photographers pushing for the best angle. And then, the unthinkable happened. CanYaman arrived, dressed in an immaculate tuxedo, his hair slicked back, his smile calm but piercing. Cameras flashed endlessly, but as always, he seemed unfazed. Until suddenly, Sara Bluma appeared. She wasn't walking alone. She wasn't hiding. She walked confidently, her hand brushing against Can's, her eyes locked with his as they posed together for the cameras. In that moment, the speculation ended. There was no denying it anymore. CanYaman and Sara Bluma were not just colleagues, not just friends, they were a couple. The festival red carpet became a battlefield of flashing lights, reporters shouting questions. Can? Sara? Is this official? How long have you been together? Are you in love? Neither gave a verbal answer, but their actions spoke louder than any words. Can's hand rested gently on Sara's back as they walked. Sara leaned into him, smiling with a mix of nerves and pride. Every photo was worth 1,000 headlines, and the headlines came instantly. Within hours, the internet exploded. Twitter was flooded with hashtags, Instagram was filled with fan edits, old clips of Sara and Can placed side by side with the new red carpet photos. TikTok was flooded with reaction videos, fans screaming, crying, gasping, and debating what this revelation really meant. For some, it was a dream come true. Sara Bluma, the Italian starlet known for her elegance and charm, seemed like the perfect match for CanYaman. They looked powerful, glamorous, unstoppable. For others, especially fans who had never let go of Can's past with Demet Özdemir, the news was heartbreaking. This should have been Demet, some cried. This isn't real love, others claimed. The fandom was divided, but the buzz was undeniable. So how long had this been going on? Sources close to the couple revealed that Can and Sara had been seeing each other quietly for months. They avoided public outings, they kept their meetings private, but the connection was real. They wanted to be sure before going public, one insider explained. Can doesn't take these things lightly. When he shows the world someone at his side, it means she matters to him. Indeed, Can's history supports this. He has always been fiercely protective of his private life, dodging questions, avoiding unnecessary drama. For him to walk hand in hand with Sara at such a high-profile event was no accident. It was a decision. A confirmation. A declaration. By the next morning, magazines across Italy had already declared them the country's new power couple. CanYaman, the international superstar with millions of fans, and Sara Bluma, the rising Italian darling who had captured hearts with her performances and her poise. Together, they became the story of the season, overshadowing even the festival itself. And it wasn't just Italy. Turkish media exploded, demanding answers. Why Sara and not Demet? Headlines asked. Fans speculated endlessly. Was this love? Was this strategy? Was this destiny? For Can, the decision to go public was not easy. Those close to him say he wrestled with the choice. He knew the comparisons to Demet would return. He knew the scrutiny would be intense. But he also knew that hiding was no longer an option. With Sara, he wanted to take a step forward, no matter the cost. For Sara, too, the confirmation was bold. She had lived in the shadow of rumors for months, accused of being a secret lover, dismissed as just another passing fling. By walking beside Can on that red carpet, she silenced the whispers. She wasn't a secret. She was official. The reaction has been nothing short of explosive. Some fans celebrate the couple, creating fan pages, calling them #CanSaraForever. Others cling desperately to the past, refusing to accept the reality. And the press? They can't get enough. Interviews are being requested, deals are being offered, and the cameras will not stop following them now. But the most important reaction is their own. That night, as the festival ended and the lights dimmed, Can and Sara were spotted leaving together, slipping quietly into a car. And for the first time, without hesitation, Can reached for Sara's hand in full view of the world. There was no fear in his eyes. Only certainty. But as the dust from the festival began to settle, the storm around Can and Sara only grew stronger. Newspapers didn't stop at simply reporting the confirmation, they analyzed every gesture, every look, every detail of the night. Did you see the way Sara touched his arm? One magazine wrote. Did you notice how Can smiled when she whispered in his ear? Another claimed, this isn't just romance, this is love written in their eyes. Meanwhile, television panels across Europe debated endlessly. Some hosts argued that the relationship was genuine, born from months of secret encounters now blossoming into something undeniable. Others claimed it was a carefully orchestrated move, a publicity stunt designed to dominate headlines. But why choose the most glamorous festival in Italy to reveal it? One commentator asked. Because that's when the world is watching, another replied. Behind the glitz, however, came challenges. With the confirmation of their romance, Can and Sara suddenly became the most hunted couple in Europe. Paparazzi followed them through Rome, Milan, even small towns where they tried to hide. Every dinner, every walk, every shopping trip became a spectacle. Privacy vanished overnight. And yet, those who caught glimpses of them insisted there was something tender between them, small moments of laughter, gentle touches, eyes meeting in ways that cameras couldn't fully capture. For Can, the weight of expectation was immense. He had built an image of strength, mystery, and control, and now he was sharing it with someone else. Could he handle the criticism? Could he balance his rising career with the demands of a high-profile relationship? Those closest to him whispered that he struggled, that late at night he confessed fears of repeating mistakes of the past. But when Sara was with him, those fears seemed to vanish. She makes him calmer, one insider revealed. She gives him something he hasn't had in years, peace. Sara, too, faced her own storm. Fans of Can's past romances, especially those still devoted to the memory of his on-screen chemistry with Demet, flooded her social media with comparisons, criticisms, even cruel remarks. Yet, she held her head high. At interviews, she smiled politely, refusing to be dragged into negativity. I believe in living the present, she said in one carefully chosen comment. And I believe in love. The divide among fans only deepened. Hashtags supporting the new couple battled against hashtags longing for the past. Edits of Can and Sara walking the red carpet clashed with nostalgic montages of Can and Demet. It was a digital war, fought with passion and heartbreak. And yet, one fact remained unshakable: Can and Sara were together now, and nothing could erase the images that confirmed it to the world. In the end, whether people celebrated or mourned, whether they believed or doubted, one truth was clear: the night of the festival had changed everything. CanYaman and Sara Bluma were no longer whispers in the shadows. They were front-page news, the story everyone was talking about, the romance that had become impossible to ignore. And as the lights of Italy's festival faded into memory, a new chapter began, one written not in rumors, but in reality.